thank you to Azikime for your generous support on Patreon.
Here he goes. I confidently burst through the front doors and out into the open world, mine to freely explore. The sky is a pale blue, and I feel the sun warming my fur, a sensation I dearly missed over the last few days. Winter in a coastal city is no joke. I close my eyes and feel the heat on my face, breathing in the fresh air before taking my first steps away from the apartment. I must have been enjoying it too much because I almost barreled over a mother and her small child. Hey, I'm walking here! You had to really make "Hey, I'm walking here" the first fucking. You almost had my baby. Oh my gosh! I'm sorry. Yeah, you better be. You KJP? Did that scary man touch you? What? TV. What? Yes, it's almost time for Hogan's Heroes. What the fuck? I shuffle towards the apartment, the mother going out of her way to shoulder check me on the way in. Okay then. I rub my arm and keep walking, trying not to let this sour my mood. Come to think of it, Mark never mentioned anything about his neighbors. I wonder if he's friendly with anyone on this floor. Then again, if this is what the residents are like, I don't blame him for keeping to himself. I walk a few blocks, taking my time so I can observe the locals and pick up on the rituals of the average New Yorker. Good fucking luck. A lot of it seems to involve shouting. Good lord. Oh, Jesus! I walk past a grocery store and see a woman in curlers and a bathrobe arguing with a butcher about an expired coupon. He's waving a cleaver around, so I move closer to the street out of fear. I don't need a chip in both ears. But as I move towards the curb, a van pulls up to it, almost flattening my foot. I stumble back as a man in a dirty shirt swings open a side door and beckons towards me.
Hey, boss, you want a free ride downtown? Only $1. $1.
No thanks. I turn and speed up my walk. Mark's words echo in my head, but I shake him off. Fuck that, I'm capable. I'm determined. Ah, Jesus. I look ahead and see a bike messenger speeding towards me. He rings the bell furiously and I jump out of the way just in time as he tears down the sidewalk. Christ, you really have to pay attention when you walk in the city. Back in the country, I could walk for miles with my eyes closed and not run into a soul for hours, save for the odd critter or two. And Simone had a secret tree stump. One we didn't tell of any of the other kids about. We memorized which toadstools grew on it so we could always find it again. We'd keep any treasure we found in there. Pretty rocks, marbles, arrowheads. She was always really good at finding hidden or missing things. Never knew how she knew, she just did. Oh my god! That's a lot of tears all of a sudden. I miss her so much. Damn it. I feel tears start to well up and start to lean against a wall out of the flow of foot traffic. The city continues moving seamlessly, as if I wasn't even there. And the world should keep turning without me in it, right? That's what I thought when I decided to take myself out of the equation. But I was being selfish. Simone's world, the team's world, everyone who I knew, their world is so much smaller without me in it. I took that future away from them. Now I have nothing left to hold on to except this sad what the hell? Okay, that's a word of the day. Simulacrum.
Simulacrum.
Yeah, I said it right. Simulacrum. Simulacrum. An image or representation of someone or something. So it's just a simulation. Okay, why do you have to go with simulacrum instead of simulation? Okay, but okay.
That's not what the man in the phone said. The man in the phone knows best. Not you with your master's degree.
You and your higher education.
You with your college education. The artificial intelligence run by the multi-billion-dollar corporation tells me it's simulacrum. Do you want to question the overlords and wind up in a ditch?
Sure.
I don't want you in a
No.
ditch. At least I'm not alone. Mark is here. The Mark that hid his true motives from me. The Mark that stole his brother's photo and kept it in that place. I don't know whether he's going to be my savior or my destruction, but I guess I don't have much of a choice for now. God, here I am again, caught up in that ebb and flow of someone else's life with no say, no power. I wipe the last of the tears off on my sleeve, and slap some sense into my face. I do have some power. Looking to my left, I see the entrance to the subway. I have the money Mark gave me. I can go somewhere and come back before he ever notices. Oh, but the phone calls. Fuck it. I'm suddenly in the mood for adventure. Sorry. I said it incorrectly. Fucking news at 11. Who the fuck would have guessed that shit? Let's do something stupid. I peel myself off the wall and head down the stairs into the dark tiled station. Unlike the surface world, it's mostly unpopulated down here. 'Cause people hate the fucking subway. You only go down there when you have to. My mind is churning, trying to imagine how these tunnels were dug without the city collapsing. I wander farther in until I get to a turnstile. Right, the fare. I fish around in my pocket and pull out a shiny quarter. Try to push it into the coin slot, but it's too big. Am I doing it wrong? I try to use my elbow to jam it in, but it bounces off the smooth metal and skitters onto the floor. People are staring. I look up and see a man on the booth tapping a glass to get my attention. Scoop up my coin and shamefully saunter over. Hey, yeah. You alright, Pally? Yeah, never better. I think there's something wrong with the coin slot, that's all. Manufacturer made it too small. He looks me up and down, sighing as he pushes open a tiny door set in the glass wall that separates us. Out of towner, eh? Ah, no worries. Here, give me that quarter. I gulp and part with my steadfast metal friend. What the fuck? Thinking about all the things I could have bought with it back in my time. A few seconds later, the pigeon produces a tinier coin with a Y shape punched out of the center. You're gonna need one of these, boss. We only take tokens now. Ah, so I can exchange any quarters for tokens. They make sense. I roll my eyes, feigning familiarity, and snatch my new coin from the counter. Right. Happy travels, Pally. Skip back over to the turnstile and use the appropriate coin to enter the rest of enter the rest of the station. Step 1 complete. I wander around, staring at the posters spread along the walls of the porcelain labyrinth. Movie posters, cigarette or fast food ads. Among them, I see a map of the city. Wow, this place is bigger than I thought. I wonder where a fun place to go would be. Definitely not Times Square again. Ugh. My eyes scroll down to the bottom of the island. That weird guy earlier did mention a downtown. I see an area marked as a Chinatown. That could be fun. My grandfather used to recount tales he heard from the worked in town after the railroad was completed. Their culture and attire have always intrigued me. God, he's gonna get the shit kicked out of him. He's gonna say some shit. He's gonna say some shit. He's gonna have a grandpa moment, but he's too young to get away with that. That settles it. I trace my fingers along the lines that mark the train's routes from the "You Are Here" sticker to the stop closest to the word Chinatown. Canal Street. Looks like I'll need to take the 8th Avenue line and transfer to Sea Beach bound train at 34th Street. That's kind of complicated. I take a few minutes to count how many stops are on my train trip so I can better keep track of my route. Okay, well, let's do this. Follow the signs and find myself waiting on the platform to catch my first train on my route. It's not very crowded, so I have a pillar to myself to lean on. Sigh. Mark would be freaking out if he saw me here alone. Can't help but feel a little bad for giving him a reason to worry. Even if he's being extreme about it, I don't want to cause problems for him. Oh hey, Mark is in his office. We now get a perspective shift. Dots, dots. You didn't pick up. Again. That's the 3rd time. I'm getting worried. It's taking everything in me right now not to run out there and catch the first cab home. I told him not to stay out too long. Why does nobody... A knock at the door. I compose myself, fixing my hair, using my nameplate as a mirror. Come in. Oh God. Oh God. No, it's Mr. Charleston. What does he want?
Ah, Marcus. Doing well today.
Instead of answering, I fix the papers on my desk with a shrug. Business.
I see. Business as usual, then.
I nod, not looking at him. Well, that's a fucking standoffish-ass way to handle someone who came to your office. Dude, that's rude.
We both know I didn't come here to shoot the shit, Mark.
Sighing, I lean back in my chair, arms crossed.
Our investors have been pulling out lately. Ever since you suggested we put that hippie bullshit in our gallery, we've been losing money.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm really not. This is a private museum. Just raise the ticket prices, asshole. Really? That's your solution? Make it harder to access?
This party Lauren's throwing is a huge waste of our already dwindling budget. We're going to be considering doing some cuts in the next quarter.
Ah, so that's what this is about. What do you need from me this time? He spins around, grinning feverishly.
I need you to not bid at the auction.
Huh?
You think I didn't notice the little stunt you pulled by selecting that piece?
Fuck.
We finally have someone on the inside who's going to bid on it. Don't interfere. That's all.
With that final statement, he turns to walk out, slamming the door behind him. I feel something snap. Half the pencil I was holding falls to the floor, and I feel the splinters dig into my palm. That man. Something needs to happen to him. My thoughts get cut short as the phone rings. I rush over to and almost drop it as I scramble to pick it up. Gray, he's finally getting back to me! He wouldn't disobey me, of course not. That's fucking weird. Hello, this is... my mother's voice. My smile drops. I flop down into my chair and try not to sigh loud enough that she'd notice. She's asking about Josh's belongings. Something about the bank not wanting to liquidate them. It's obvious the bitch just wants to shove more of his shit onto me, rather than have any reminders of him around. I listen more than I respond, agreeing to take it off her hands sometime next month. I hang up and chuckle a little to myself. Next month.
Wow! God. Jesus. Yeah. Well, that's... Oof. Fuck. Yeah, that's... Oh, fuck, man. Next month. The punchline being that he isn't planning on being available. If you catch the fucking dark-ass punchline there. God damn it.
The train ride is going better than expected. I've been alone for most of it, and apart from one oddball screaming about the end times, it's been rather tranquil. I don't see what Mark was so worked up over. Sure, it's not the cleanest place, but it's not the cesspool he was making it out to be yesterday. Still, I find the entire scale of the city's subway system astounding. Nothing like the cumbersome freight trains we had back in the countryside. I look around at the unamused faces of the other commuters. They've likely done this thousands of times throughout their lives. I doubt they're impressed anymore. I'm pretty sure I'm halfway there now, but I checked the map just to be sure. Yep. Wow, I'm learning this faster than I thought. I'll remember to gloat to Mark later once I spill the beans about this little detour. I'm gonna have to bring up the other thing, too. Or would it be safer not to? If I have to stay with him for the time being, it could be better to not bring it up. I hate this. I feel those clouds creeping up behind me again, but shake them off. No, this is a fun day. Don't think about that. The train comes to a stop, doors opening as the last of the other commuters leave the compartment. After a moment of waiting, with no one else entering the car, the train doors shut and I'm left to sit alone as momentum starts to pick up again. It's kind of tranquil. The rattling of the metal carriage, the low hum of the engine. Lean back in the hard plastic seat and stare at my reflection in the darkened window across from me. I got a feeling this is not about to be a very tranquil fucking moment. Wait. I can see myself again? I wondered, what could have changed between now and yesterday? Is this kind of reflection somehow different? Thus breaking a weird technicality? What does it matter anyway? I'm alive. I'm safe. I stare back at my reflection in the cold glass, finally able to examine myself in real time. I look tired. Hey, look at you! Look at him. Hey, with a lighting effect and everything. Nice! There's gonna be a fucking reveal, isn't there? There's gonna be a fucking reveal. There's gonna be something. There's gonna be someone that pops up in one of these things. There's gonna be some shit. Something's gonna fucking happen. Oh god. Something. Oh Jesus. I can't click. Something's gonna fucking happen. Oh, here it comes. Yep, here it is. Here he is. Hello. Holy mother of God. Yep. Yep. I fucking called it, brother. You get the fuck out of here, man. You're in a death tube. He's here. He found me. Fuck. The train lurches forward as it speeds up, knocking me onto the now rusted over floor. The light, it's the same as the nightmare. You can hear his laughs cut in and out either side of me. The wheel suddenly screech as we hit a curve. The sound of grinding metal rattling in my skull. The rushing wind cuts out for a moment as we pass through a station at breakneck speed. The car starts to fill with the screams of thousands of churning, distorted voices. I hold my head between my knees, feeling like it is about to burst. I grit my teeth and pull myself up, inching towards the emergency exit. I have to get out. If we keep going at this speed, there's no way I'd survive jumping. If I wait until we pass another station? His laughs start to become more indistinguishable from the screams. Okay, I need to do something before... A sudden metallic boom from below interrupts my thoughts. What now? We're slowing down? The lights dim a little as the screams begin to die down. I think we're pulling into a station. Calming myself, I try to look through a window. The glass has become cracked and weathered. It's hundreds of years passed in mere seconds. With some difficulty, I'm able to make out a blurry shape of pillars in the distance with a red light glaring behind them. We finally come to a complete standstill, followed by a chuff of steam released from somewhere below. The double doors slide half open, the left one being too rusted over to budge an inch. I'm unsure of what to do now. It's dark out there. Only a few feet of the tiled platform is visible in the harsh crimson glow from overhead. I lean against the far wall and grab my chest, beginning to hyperventilate. I can't even bring myself to poke my head out from that tiny opening. The thought of leaving myself vulnerable, even for a second, has me paralyzed in fear. I should have known better. Damn it! I kick a nearby piece of scrap metal in frustration, and it skitters across the bumpy floor, stopping just short of the opening. Okay, Gray. Just calm down.
Yes. Calm down.
If this is really happening, I'm gonna need to focus if I want to survive.
We can do this. And I don't think sitting in here will move things forward. So, leave.
Maybe just a few more minutes, to gather my bearings. I sit back down and stretch my legs, waiting for that familiar pop at my knee. No pop today. I wonder if that's a good omen. The dull ache that usually circulates around my scars is also absent. Is that an effect of the adrenaline too? I shoot up and confidently march towards the door, doing some final stretches. Okay, this is it. You can do this. I inch closer, one step at a time. The room beyond is still bathed in shadow as I approach.
Just fucking go.
All right, finally. My foot sails over the gap, and I'm Virgil's bar. I instinctively back up and slam against the normal wooden door, the knob jabbing into my back. Escape. Now, I reach behind me and try the knob, locked. Fuck! I stick to the walls, don't go near the counter. Watch the plants. Kick something. I cringe as it knocks into one of the cigarette dispensers, a loud metallic bang echoing through the room. Crack one eye open. His golden eyes meet with mine. They burrow into my soul and pulled forward. His eyes he smiles sweetly to me, and I walk over to him. My friend, why was I so nervous? I sit at the bar. Virgil is here. I'm happy. He starts pouring me a drink. He already knows my usual. This is good. He's humming along with the music. Don't know it myself, but I tap my feet. I look up and he's finished mixing my gimlet, placing it in front of me with a smile. It's perfect.
Well, ain't you a sight for sore eyes? I hear you've been having quite the vacation. The big city, eh?
I nod, sip my drink.
And you met that dog, too. Suppose that's just luck on your part.
I nod.
huge grin is plastered on my face. Virgil is so nice to talk to. Don't want to do everything myself. What? Mark, I'm here for Mark. He's expecting me. I have to go. I snap out of it. He notices. I feel something heavy on my shoulder. He's pressing down on me with a giant paw. You just had to go off on your own, huh? You're hurting me. Of course he is. He's a monster, Gray. You walked straight into its den. Something shifts. I'm being pushed down through the seat, through the floor. I reach up and try to hold on to something, but it's useless. I'm thrown into darkness. Wake up. Something hot is starting to burn my whiskers. It's becoming too much as I quickly scrape myself off the ground. The faint glow of embers beneath the tile fade away as I realize I'm back in the subway station. Well, his version of it anyway. Everything is distorted and decayed, just like in my nightmare. Tiles are worn into dust and dislodged from their foundation. The red lights flicker menacingly in the distance like thousands of eyes. A thick miasma of dread in the air. I feel like I'm being watched. I know I am. Is he actually entertaining himself with this? Waiting to see how I respond? Like some sort of game? Fuck that! I start walking. I can't tell how long this platform is or where it could possibly lead to, but it's better than standing around. The lights on either side of me glide by as I move, and a set of 3 between each pillar. I look up. The ceiling is engulfed in darkness, and smooth stone pillars on either side of me tower at varying heights. Some so tall they blend into the pitch, impossible to see. Don't say it. Sport or sport. Every step echoes throughout the cavernous space, becoming unpleasantly tinny, to my sensitive ears. The sound of my own breathing is starting to get on my nerves too. This place feels more tedious than terrifying. If this is just some set piece to spook me, he's gonna have to try a lot harder. Don't test him! After a few more minutes of aimless trekking, I see the vague outline of a wall, still a ways away. Finally, some progress. I stop to stretch, my back starting to act up again. I never did make time to see the neurologist before I decided to skip town. As I'm leaning back, I hear the faint sound of music coming from ahead. Saxophone? The reverberation in here is so harsh I can hardly make out any distinct notes. Wait, someone else down here with me? I squint and try to identify any discerning shapes, but it's still too far away. Fine. Steeling myself, I cautiously continue forward. I keep my eyes peeled for anything I could use as a makeshift weapon, but this room continues to be a waste of fucking time and offers nothing. I get close enough to see the vague outline of a person in a suit, I think. They're sitting on the ground with their back against the marble-tiled wall, playing a soulful melody. The solo was adding to the melancholic atmosphere. Not quite funeral brass, but it's not jovial either. It's nostalgic? The feeling has been coming up a lot lately. I'm surely close enough at this point that they would see me coming, but the performance continues. Shrugging to myself, I force myself to relax and walk towards them with my usual gait, arms in pockets. This person might have been thrown in here against their will just like me. I stop just short of them, but far enough away that I can get a good running start if I have to bail. I see pretty clearly now that they're male, and some species of goat. They're wearing a tattered purple suit with no shoes. Most striking is the odd, clownish face paint. He finally stops playing and sets his instrument down beside him, tipping his hat towards me. Whoa!
take a good look at this person. I have no idea what to make of this. There's a symbology in the background. I have no idea.
Ah, what a fine day it is, seeing another face down here. Just how is life treating you, Mr. Possum?
That's a loaded question with an equally loaded answer. I shrug, rolling my eyes as if to say, eh. He frowns, miming crying tears in an exaggerated fashion before chuckling to himself in a familiar, raspy, wheezy voice of a boozer.
What a shame, then. And you were so sure about it, too.
Puzzled look, and he giggles, almost in a girlish way, if a girl smoked 10 packs a day. His horns clink against the tiled wall, and he pulls a hand-rolled cigarette out of his breast pocket.
Oh, Lord. The boy was given a
What? I don't know what the... Lanyap. Something given as a bonus or extra gift.
Oh, Lord. The boy was given a lanyap and a half, and he still don't get it.
What are you talking about?
Oh, maybe a luck penny would make more sense in this case, Mr. Opossum.
I got what he meant the first time, but how the hell is this a gift? He strikes a match against the brim of his hat and lights up, taking a few puffs before continuing on.
How rude of me. I didn't introduce myself. You can call me Mr. Weekend. Bonjour, monsieur.
Aha. And why do you call yourself that? He scoffs at me before taking another drag. He lets the smoke trail out of his nose when he answers.
Because it's Saturday every day when you be in my house. Ha 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 ha.
Apparently he's a fucking pirate. I don't know when that happened, but okay.
Offer's still open, you know.
He stretches a skinny hand out toward me, and I shake my head, dumbfounded by this whole exchange. No, thanks. Right now, I just want to get out of here. He sucks his teeth and recoils, fingers curling back like a snake's tail.
Yeah, I know. You got unfinished business up there, of course.
I don't know what that says. It's in French. I think laissez les bon temps roller. I don't fucking know.
Mr. Possum, but before you go...
I haven't been attempting a French accent at all, for the record. He's done French a couple of times, but at no point was he said to have had a French accent. He just said French words a couple of times, so I'm sorry. I just wanted you to know I've not been trying a French accent. This was not my French accent attempt. He tips his head and the hat rolls down the length of his arm. He catches it by the brim and holds it out towards me.
Would you spare some change for a humble beggar? Anything would help.
I dig into my pockets and pull out the rest of my quarters. At a quick glance, I have about $10. You gotta have enough to pay your fare back home, man. How much do I want to give him? Oh my god! I saved, so if it comes back to bite me, I can adjust it. But just for, like, appeasement, let's go with the safe route and just give him everything. Just, here you go. You have it all. Here you go. Just take everything I got. I can't I can't give you nothing more if I ain't got nothing left. But yeah, if it comes back to bite me, I'm gonna just go back and fucking redo it. Cause I saved. I saved. You see, I saved. Okay. He whistles, jiggling his hat around and round to hear the coins jingle before swiftly putting it back on.
Ah, very generous, Possum. Tanka.
Yeah, it's just money after all. Not my money to boot. He grins ear to ear, face paint cracking along his smile lines.
That's what I like to hear. You would have been the life of the party. Such a shame.
Never was one for parties. Digs around in his pockets and gasps as he pulls out a tiny satchel. He holds it out towards me, nodding eagerly.
Then at least take some of this and have your own party upstairs, since you're gonna be late to mine.
He plops it into my hand and I take a peek inside. Looks like some weird purple sugar. Thanks. Actually,
We were already destined to meet, Mr. Gray.
So you already knew who I was? I feel myself tense up again. Virgil could have this guy in his pockets too, for all I know. Isn't all of this his doing? He notices my uneasiness and smiles, knocking against the wall behind him. I only now notice the intricate symbols scrawled on it.
No, not like that. Way back when. But this time, I can't save you. In too deep, too deep, too deep.
He trails off, repeating the last phrase until it's barely a whisper. Before I can react, he taps his knuckles against the wall behind him, and a door opens in a flash of purple light. And he's gone. Saxophone too.